It is Wednesday, day 11 in the Diddy trial, and you know I've got the details. First person to take the stand today was a Los Angeles police officer, Chris Ignacio, and he is one of the officers that answered the call about the break in at Kid Cudi's house. He said when he entered Cudi's home, he spotted a table with Christmas gifts on it, and some were wrapped, some were opened. Obviously, this backs up Cudi's previous testimony that Sean broke into his home and opened his family's Christmas gifts. Now, police observed a car leaving the scene, and that car was registered to one of Sean's companies. The officer said when they pulled up, they noticed a Cadillac Escalade in front of the rapper's home. He memorized the license plate. When they looked it up, it was registered to Bad Boy Productions. He added that they did not have a confirmed crime when reporting to the home, so a trespassing report was made. So during cross examination, Diddy's attorneys is trying to get him to testify that the incident at the home was not reported as a burglary. He asked the officer whether there was any evidence of stolen items, and the officer said no. The officer also testified there were no reports made to him at the time that there was a threat to kill anyone. This is important for Sean's defense because robbery and murder are crimes that would provide support for a racketeering charge. They then called to the stand arson investigator Lance Jimenez. He was dispatched to Kid Cudi's home when they found the Molotov cocktail in his burned vehicle. And he reported a bottle with a burned handkerchief on the center console with the smell of gasoline. He testified that the cloth fell out of the bottle and didn't break, which would have caused the gasoline inside the bottle to disperse, and that the damage to Kid Cudi's car was not as extensive as it could have been. Jimenez called the fire inside Cudi's car a targeted crime. The investigator said it was clear that an attacker took a bottle of gasoline, put a cloth in it, set on fire, and dropped it into the rapper's Porsche. And arson is among the acts listed in the racketeering conspiracy charges against Sean Combs. Then Jimenez, the investigator, mentioned that some fingerprints that were lifted during the trespassing probe were destroyed, and this created chaos. The defense was like, that statement needs to be stricken from the record. What the government has done is outrageous. And the judge agreed and said to strike the mentions of the lost fingerprints from the record. Then the defense tried to get a mistrial, accusing the prosecution of misconduct over the implication of the destroying fingerprints. The judge denied the motion. He's like, look, we struck the mention of the fingerprints from the record, but it's not a mistrial. Investigator Jimenez said that he wanted to interview people that were close to Sean in regards to Kid Cudi's car fire. He especially wanted to interview Cassie and Capricorn Clark, but said they never returned his calls, and when he would knock on their doors, they never answered. Next on the stand is Deontay Nash, a stylist of Cassie and Diddy's. Earlier in trial, Cassie had testified that Nash was a friend of hers. He was present one of the times that Diddy had attacked her and actually jumped on Diddy's back to try to help defend her. Deontay testified that he spent time with the couple, Cassie and Sean, and that whenever Cassie would say or do something Sean didn't like, he would threaten her with the fact that he wasn't going to release her music. Deontay testified that he spent time with Sean and Cassie, and whenever Cassie would do something Sean didn't like, he would threaten her with that he wasn't going to release her music. We know she signed a 10-album deal with him and only ever released one album. Deontay also testified that he heard Sean threaten Cassie's parents sometime in 2012 or 2013. Deontay testified that him and Cassie went to a party in 2014 and that she looked really good. She had her hair down, but when they arrived, Diddy grabbed him up, lifted him up, and said that Cassie's hair needed to be put up. So he asked people for hairpins, took Cassie to the bathroom, pinned her hair up. Nash says that later Combs admitted to him that Cassie's hair did look better down. Obviously, he didn't want her to look good. He also said he would always have to send pictures of Cassie and her outfits to Sean and get approval from him first. At this point, they break for lunch. That's it for this morning's recap. You know, I'll be back in the afternoon with the rest of the recap. Make sure you're following me.